Now this is Pit, one of the most nerfed characters in Project M. Pit started his run in Project M 3.0 as a dominant character in the meta, and this is a meta where characters like 3.0 Mewtwo exist, and Snake, showing that Pit could contend with the big dogs of the meta, and yes, even Armada himself, the melee legend, playing this character Pit. The melee god himself played this character in the early days of Project M, showing that this character had a lot of promise. In other Smash Bros. Games, Pit's character archetype has been painfully average, where even the cooler alter ego, Dark Pit, is pretty much always ranked near him. So much for being the cool and edgy one, I guess. But post Project M 3.0, Pit would be nerfed to the very bottom of the meta. Be gone, low tier. So what happened in 3.0? Pit was just a good character that had many strong follow-ups off stage, strong kill confirmed, amazing chain grab, arrows that were basically Falco lasers that could be controlled off stage, pretty much limitless recovery, and back when this game was called Project Recovery due to the entire cast having just busted recoveries. Now you guys are looking at this footage, and one thing I'm sure you can tell is Pit is very apparent that in the early days of the character he has a very strong off-stage game. His main combo flows involve him going off stage and finishing off his opponent, where he can side B glide into his fair, for example, or shoot arrows. Or just straight up stand on the stage and just snipe your opponents in the depths of the blast zone. His clear strengths being that he not only had a busted recovery combined with deadly options off stage, made him into a premier character in Project M's meta, being able to contend with pretty much the big dogs that were existing at the time. Check out my video on 3.0 Mewtwo if you haven't seen that. Pit was even seen in many grand finals of many big tournaments where you would see people like Armada playing the character against a busted cast of characters. Pit was definitely a very dominant character in the meta. Although he wasn't the very best, he was definitely used by a lot of top players. Armada's Pit ended up beating one of the other melee gods in Project M, being Mewtwo King's Marth before switching to Fox. Despite being in a stock deficit, Armada still ended up beating Mewtwo King's Fox on Yoshi's Story to close out the set, winning Apex 2014. Things seem promising for Pit in Project M. Not only being able to show the world that the character is capable of winning big tournaments, some of the biggest majors in the world, even beating Leffen's Fox shortly after the win at a grand finals of another tournament in Sweden with again Armada's Pit. Many other top players in the scene were picking up the character and getting to grand finals in their respective regions. It was pretty obvious that Pit was a great character, capable of winning tournaments. He wasn't seen everywhere, but definitely a lot of top players were using him. Then the unthinkable happened. Project M Patch 3.5. The notorious patch known for basically leveling the entire cast's broken abilities. Broken recoveries? Be gone. 3.0 Mewtwo? Bye bye. One of the main issues in the earlier updates in PM is combo flows were seen as way too easy. Where in Melee, combo flows felt more organic and less forced. In PM, in the early days, some of them felt like they were too manufactured to be good. Again, things like this were patched away in the 3.5 update. Well geez, look at these nerfs. Where do I begin? Dash attack got nerfed in damage and knockback, forward tilt has less knockback, down tilt has higher startup and limited combo capabilities, neutral air dealing less damage, forward air has less knockback and more end lag, up air dealing less damage overall, down air dealing less damage at the tip, arrows got more end lag making them harder to combo into. In later updates his glide decaying became much quicker, also limiting his ability to go off stage and use multiple jumps out of glide. In general, just nerfing his combo capabilities and having considerable less kill power now in the future updates. They made one of the best characters in the game quickly become one of the fastest and hardest drops in the meta, going all the way to the D tier. Pit was still viable, as tier lists in PM found him to be way more closer to what he maybe should have been, but the whole purpose of playing Pit in 3.5 onward was deemed to not be the same. When characters like Meta Knight and Marth still exist who kind of fill similar characteristics and are much higher on the tier list. Many top players who played Pit previously either stopped playing him entirely or they stopped playing PM. And now Pit just required much more work to win with. Take it from Shokyo, an actual Pit secondary, where he made this post saying, "Pit's bad due to his subpar frame data, and the fact that a lot of his moves are unreliable. 4/5 of his aerials come out on frame 9, which is really slow considering he's not a heavyweight character or a hard-hitting character. All of his multi-hit moves like his up tilt, his nair, his up smash link incredibly unreliably, and a lot of the time Pit is going to get punished for using them. Fundamentally, there's nothing wrong with Pit's design, it's just that his moves are literally too bad. He also lacks general kill power. Pit's limelight in the meta, compared to the 3.0 days, has seemingly diminished. Oh, you know I'm kidding, Project Plus happened, don't worry about it. Thankfully, the Project Plus devs realized that Pit had something clearly holding him back, and maybe was a little too nerfed. So Pit received a lot of buffs in Project Plus. This is where you could considerably say he has rose back to some semblance of being usable now. Plenty of stuff that he probably should have been given in the 3.6 update he was given in Project Plus. But for those who don't know what happened in the final update, here's some of the things that happened. Firstly, making his up smash finally properly link together with each hit of the move, making it less likely that people will slip out of the first 2 hits of the move. Forward smash was made so it can properly link into the second hit a lot easier. Back air now comes out a frame sooner. His jump squat has been changed to be a little bit quicker. Down tilt now having a larger hitbox, removing its spike hitbox so now it can be more of a combo move. The glide attack now is less end lag. Overall, even Armada himself started playing Pit again, casually stating that it felt like a night and day difference to the character. So you could say that Pit had a rise, fall, and a clear rise again with the Project Plus update. In the most recent Project Plus metagame tier list discussion with some of the best players in PM, they ranked Pit in the B+ tier, which is a rise from being in the bottom 10 of the game. Pit is nowhere near a horrible character at this point. He has good disjoints, a good projectile, and a great grab. It's just he might require a lot more work than maybe certain other characters in the cast. But you could say that for a lot of characters in PM. So will we ever see 3.0 Pit ever again? Of course not, but you can't live in the past when it comes to Smash. I wrote this quote and it sounded really deep, so I'm just going to end on that. You guys take care, make sure you subscribe to the video for more content if you like this video. I appreciate you guys, shout out to my Patreons, link in the description if you guys are interested. Peace.